Hello, my name is Mr. Walker. This is just a quick video to give you an idea about what it might be like to study GCSE Sociology. So sociology might be something that you've heard of before, you might have absolutely no idea about what it involves. There's a simple explanation on the bottom there of what it really is. It's the study of society. So the easiest way I think to understand what sociology is to think of it as the study of why people act the way they do. So there's a few explanations in the slides in this PowerPoint to give you an idea about what that might mean, but it's basically about the study of society, the study of people. So one of the really good things about sociology is that it relates to the world around us and the people in it, as we've just said. So hopefully when you look at the slide there and the pictures of the people or the things that are on there, you should recognise a few of them. You might know who all of them are, just a few of them. And the great thing about sociology, I think for me, is that lots of these people you can see on the screen relate to the things that we would look at in sociology, whether that be how much money someone has or how much power someone might have, or how we all think different things are important. And some of these people, because of their jobs or because of how popular they are, can have quite a big influence on how other people think, how other people feel about things, and also what other people think are important. So celebrities and actors and actresses and singers and pop stars can be sometimes quite influential people in society. So in terms of the lessons and the topics that we might study, I've tried to give you a range of ideas on the screen there about the sorts of things that you might look at. So the four main topics that you look at are education, families, crime and deviance, and social stratification. The only one on there that might seem really unfamiliar is social stratification. And that basically is kind of where you rank in society. It's the idea that some people have more power than others and why that might be. Some of the really interesting topics here, like looking at education and how your gender or your home background can be linked to the GCSEs that you might end up achieving, or crime and deviance, where we can look at how the prison population, for example, in the UK is almost all men. It's about 97% male, and sort of why that might be. There are a few other examples here just to explain kind of what we mean. At the top left there, you can see, for example, that over time we are putting more people in prison. And there's the argument maybe there that that's because there's more crime happening. It might be that we're more aware of crimes that are happening. And there's lots of reasons that we could look into around that. And as I mentioned, the rise in levels of people in prison is both male and female, but it's mostly men. There's mostly more men in prisons. So one thing that we mentioned beforehand was this idea that English and maths grades at GCSE can be linked to ethnicity, and there are some quite big gaps when you look at the different ethnicities of students in Britain based on whether they're white or mixed race or black, about how likely you are to achieve a 5 in English and maths or above. And we can look at sort of some of the reasons that sociologists have given for why that might be. Another thing that students might be interested in is to know how you would be assessed in sociology. So throughout the year, you would obviously answer practice exam questions, but in your actual exam, there are 2 exam papers and it's entirely exam based. There's no coursework included in the course. As you can see from the last few slides, lots of these questions are quite short in length. So there are some multiple choice questions and some shorter exam questions where you're only expected to write 3 or 4 marks worth of answer. This goes all the way up to the biggest mark question on the paper, which is a 12-mark question, which is where you would be expected to write a much longer answer. This would be several paragraphs, and this would be you talking about a debate or explaining multiple reasons for something and showing lots of knowledge around a question. So there's just one final example here where it mentions the nuclear family. And I think this is something that's important to understand about sociology, is that there are lots of key words and key terms that you really need to kind of learn and get your head around when we're going through the topics. So words like the nuclear family, you will be learning lots of these kind of new phrases that sociologists would use. And hopefully that's given you a quick idea of what it would be like. And hopefully sociology will be something you think about as one of your choices for GCSE.